Welcome to the Sports Show. Mike Max, Lavelli Neal, Bob Lurtsema, and Lou Nanny. And it's too bad because if Sid Hartman were sitting here tonight, he'd say, I told you so. I told you Ponder was going to end up being the quarterback for the Vikings.
Oh, those handoffs were brilliant. Oh, he was great handing off the ball. He really... Does he get credit for his save?
Well, that's why Sid's not here. He's gone out with Ponder for dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. I told you. Now, that was some kind of football game. Lurtsy, give it to him from an NFL perspective. No one saw this coming.
No, not really. Well, I
know you didn't because I know you didn't.
Yeah. To a degree, I did because I believe in these coaches. I absolutely love.
Well, why did you bet on Atlanta?
Not bet on Atlanta.
Yeah. Don't tell me there's not.
Don't get me in trouble. Just because you're in Sid's chair, you don't feel good about it. Come on.
Yes, even if you did, it was only because you thought the Vikings would still win.
Yeah.
You just took Atlanta because of the
yeah. But the thing of it is with Zimmer, his game plan, how the players believe in him, and I told you, Max, and you've been on the show, and I've said the same thing. Coaching is 60 to 65% of the game.
In the NFL or every sport, do you think?
I'm talking NFL because I know that.
Yeah.
You know, Louis was
he
was a coach.
Football players don't think as well. So they need coaches to lead them. Hockey players are a lot smarter. Look, we used to do commercials for years. The brain and the brawn. You know who the brain was.
Yeah, you guys were a professional sports team back then.
But let me ask you this.
Max, I got to tell you this about Louis. We did one commercial with Louis and I. I'm in the net as a goaltender. Now, I watched Louis warm up. He's hitting the spot everywhere down at the old arena, right? So we're doing these, and I got the mask on. I can't see anything. Louis is hitting my mitt. I'm knocking them all done. You know, he keeps slapping at me. Finally, Louis says, hey, I'll put one between your legs. All you got to do, you got the glove. When I say go, put it between your legs. Well, I don't have a supporter or anything, right? I'm going, all right, Louis, I believe in you, right? But the bad part was, he said, now I go like that, he catches between the leg, I throw the puck away, you know, one take. And then as I skate off...
They got it on tape?
Got it on tape.
Yeah.
One shot. As I skate off, Louis says, who is that masked man? I flip up my mask, I go...
When you're thinking everything's possible.
That's right, Safe Sound, Twin City Federal.
That's right.
But I couldn't believe Louis.
A long time ago.
That's the first time I respected amateur hockey. Excuse me, professional hockey. I'm sorry.
Louis, tell me what it's like a week like this. So if you're in an organization, you just got beat by New Orleans, you've lost your starting quarterback, your starting tight end, your best linebacker in theory, Adrian Peterson's gone. What do you do inside an organization to try to rally it when things get that bleak?
Well, I think what Lurtz is tells it all, because the coach did maintain his composure. He did something that akin to what Mike Yo did. I think that's when Mike Yo became a coach last year, when he lost all those guys through injuries, and we're on a 6-game losing streak. And he maintained his composure, and he had the guys believing in themselves. You and I talking before the game today. Yeah. Nobody thought they were going to beat Atlanta with the kind of situation they're in, but the leadership of the coach, I think, really showed through today, because he got the players to believe that they could win. He was very confident in them, and they felt like they were confident on the field. Watching that game today was very impressive, what they were able to do against Atlanta, because I certainly didn't feel they were going to win. I thought 3-point underdog was really, a wrong decision by the bettors.
I thought 3,
yeah, but here they are. They won and they won big. So tells you a lot about that staff. I'm very impressed, as Lurt says. I'm really impressed with that coaching staff.
And Lavelle, all of a sudden, your Bears get beat bad by Green Bay, and the Vikings in the middle of this quagmire. You got 3-2-2 teams and a 3-1 team in the division.
I know. I think technically the Bears are in the last place right now because they've lost in the division. It was bad. The Packers ran 23 offensive plays in the first half and had 21 points. There were no punts in the game. Neither team punted. People are going to get upset at Jay Cutler for 2 interceptions and clock management toward the end of the first half. But when you give up 38 points at home, you don't get any pressure on Aaron Rodgers. I thought 7-on-7 drills were reserved for the offseason, but Rodgers might as well had the red jersey on.
It was 7-on-7
because they were just running free in the secondary. It's pretty embarrassing for Chicago. They've got to make some adjustments going in next game at Carolina.
Lurtsy, I want to ask you about Teddy Bridgewater, because I thought this could be one of those be careful what you wish for deals, because he'd throw 3 picks and his confidence would be shot and all those things. What does this kid have so far? I mean, and I'm not talking about the plays he makes. I'm talking about the ones he doesn't make. Doesn't have a turnover yet.
No, I know, and he has such great composure. When they got ready to draft him, Norv Turner worked him out 3 different times, you know, with his own workouts. Because remember, he had some trouble with throwing. They thought it was a glove and everything. Well, Norv worked with him straight. He picked it up like that because they wanted Blake Bortles first. You know, Manziel was never on. That was a smokescreen. So that when they got him, it was everything they wanted because he was so coachable, very bright kid. And it was so much fun in the locker room. I said, "Did you get in the game today?" You know, no, he'd laughing. And plus, he's not hurt. I thought he might have had a high ankle sprain or else a leg whip there, but he was getting around fine.
Louis, in an organization, when you have a rookie like that really spikes like that, how do you handle that part of it, making sure that kid can stay focused because he's going to be national headlines now?
I don't think you have to make sure the kid stays focused when you have a kid like that. He remains focused.
That's why
great athletes. That's how they become great athletes. They have that capability to stay focused on their own. They don't need people directing them. When you're there's really a difference between great athletes and good athletes. And the great athletes don't need that kind of direction because they give it to themselves. That's why they're great athletes.
Lavelle, what'd you see?
I'd like to announce at this time that I'm resigning from my position as the sports writer for the Minneapolis Star-Tribune. Tomorrow, I'll be opening up my new company selling Teddy Bridgewater teddy bears with the number 5 on them. Call 1-800-LAVELLE for orders. Only $199.95. You can have your own
and
Teddy
get them all
Bridgewater.
sold by Thursday.
Yeah.
If you're legit, I'm calling.
Are they bears because you like the Chicago Bears?
Well, there is a little connection there, but...
Could have been Teddy Bridgewater birds or something.
That's true. No, I think the teddy bear is appropriate now. And 1 week, Paul Allen, KFN, you're right, for 1 week. Norv!
Norv looked like he did a good. You mentioned it. Looked like he did a good job.
He made some great adjustments because in the first half, Cordell Patterson was only
non-factor.
One play he was in, that was it. And then they hit him in the second quarter.
So why does Jarius Wright become a featured target because he and Bridgewater have a connection, or is it just the coverage that you happen to get that day?
It's the coverage, you know, because they're doubling up on Patterson, so that changes everything. It makes a completely different read on your part, but more importantly, since Norv Turner knows his athletes, he'll play to the strength of the athletes. So if he's got them all placed properly, and then knowing that Patterson's double teamed on something like that, he knows what the other receiver's strengths are and how they can get open. That's what makes him such a great offensive coordinator.
But that's the difference between Turner and Musgrave. Now, Musgrave last year, if he didn't throw to Patterson, he was an idiot. Today, Turner doesn't throw to Patterson, but he's a genius because the other guys are double teamed. It's all in winning.
No, Louis, he made adjustments.
And they'd have lost today.
Hey, Musgrave did nothing.
I love Norv Turner. I'm just saying, last year, if you don't throw to a guy, you're all upset because he lose. And if you don't throw to Patterson today and he lose, would you have been saying he's an idiot?
You're a genius.
Good point. Take a break. Come back.
Good point. That's not even close to being a...
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. And Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing.
Quality. It's the result of shared values. The joy found in an honest day's work. Respect for true American craftsmanship and the need, not the want, to get things right. It's the result of remembering your roots, being forever humbled by how far you've traveled and forever hungry to push on further. Quality is a result. Quality is who we are. Cambria. Family owned, American made.
Want to get the funny? Watch Family Feud.
Tomorrow at 6 and 6:30.
Here's a big secret banks and other lenders don't want you to know. Bankruptcy just works. Get the truth about bankruptcy. Call me, Kurt Walker.
So we're all set?
Yep, with Xfinity Internet, your family can use all their devices at once. Works anywhere in the house, even the garage.
Max, what's going on?
We're doing a tech startup. We're streamlining an algorithm.
What's Grandpa doing?
Hi.
Shh, Grandpa, you don't want to be an intern forever. Sorry, Dad. We have to get back to work. We have a deadline. We're going public!
The fastest in-home Wi-Fi for your entire family. Sign up for the X1 triple play and get double the speed. Only from Xfinity.
Diamonds, the jewelry exchange, has half-carat solitaires for $4.99, 1-carat $9.90, 2-carat solitaires for $19.90, and 1-carat studs are $5.99. We have most sizes and grades of GIA diamonds, guaranteed the lowest price. Buy direct, the jewelry exchange in Eagan.
You've heard about clearance sales before, where you save 20, 30, 50% off, but with markups? How do you know if you saved anything? On America is clearing out electronics, tools, TVs, and DVD movies. 50% off, no markups. Like this Panasonic 55-inch smart TV, only $400. This MacBook Pro was $14.99. I'm clearing it out for just $7.50. So much more, and 2 Vs for 3 Vs. 2 DVDs, just $3 every day. It's clearance time at your neighborhood Pawn America.
See why more people are coming to Audi than ever before at Audi Minneapolis. Experience the legendary performance and handling of an A4 2.0 T Quattro. Lease yours for only $379 a month. Plus, Audi Minneapolis will make your first month's payment. Or try out the luxury and power of an A6. Lease for just $499 a month. The Summer of Audi event at Audi Minneapolis on 394 at General Mills Boulevard and at AudiMinneapolis.com.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Looking for a nice, big, juicy rack of ribs?
Fabulous chops, huge steaks, and the Buddy Bowl? Then J.D. Hoyt's is the place for you. Hoyt's opened in 1983, and Mike Andrews and his partner John White have kept this Minnesota tradition at the top of the food chain. Managing owner Pat Montague gives us a tour.
At J.D. Hoyt's, enjoy a relaxed atmosphere, great food, friendly service, private dining room, second-to-none happy hour, and great outdoor dining, just blocks from the new ballpark.
Located at 394 in North Washington, locally owned, nationally known, Hoyt's.
Stop on by locally owned, nationally owned J.D. Hoyt's on Washington. Paying tribute to Mike Andrews, great restaurateur this week as well, who passed away too soon. But great place to eat if you're going downtown for any of the above. So quickly, Green Bay. You go on 4 days rest, Louis. Let's assume Bridgewater plays because his ankle's okay. What's the mindset of a team that's just come off a win like this? What momentum do you gain?
I think they're really high. I think they feel very confident in their ability to go in against Green Bay and play well. And the good part today was how well the secondary played. I thought that they were very good. You know, you and I were sitting there, and a lot of times the front four didn't get a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
In fact, he had all day most of the time.
Yeah, and it's a good thing the secondary was good there today.
But does this, when you have a coach like this, and they're very vulnerable right now, and they win a game like that, you know, that locker room is such a fragile place. Does this mean they go, man, this guy really knows what he's talking about?
Reinforcement.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I definitely think they believe in the coaching staff a lot. And Lurtz has been around there a few times. He's talked about it, and I think he'll tell you how they feel about this coaching staff.
How important is that, Lurtz? Forget the plan as long as you believe in the plan, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, see what happens if you don't believe in what the play is. Nothing worse than getting your stance and knowing this defense isn't going to work.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just terrible. But that's not what they're doing now. And that's a unique part about the situation. And then with only 4 days to go, they've got their game plan in, their defensive game plan, they're all set there. They're going to have the time span has expanded from losing Adrian Peterson, so now they got their offensive game plan as well, and they're on a tremendous high going in there. And everything is so refreshed and so new and on the streets. So the 4 days, actually, I think is a plus. You don't have to wait so much longer to get back.
I agree. I think it's a good time plan for it.
I do.
Lavelle, how much is a manager? You've covered a lot of managers. What do they mean to a clubhouse?
Well, I think this is a big reinforcement game. It reinforced everything that Zimmer and the coaching staff has tried to instill in these guys. Of course, they didn't have any problems. They won't have any problems getting fired up to play the Packers. But now they go into Green Bay thinking, you know what? If we can execute, we can have a chance to hit these guys in the mouth a little bit and do some damage. So hopefully they don't do what the Bears did and just let the receivers run scot-free in the secondary all day long.
Do you think, Louis, Lurtz, Lavelle, that as long as they keep having exciting weeks like this, there's no more incidents, that the stuff that has scarred the NFL early here, the domestic abuse, the head injuries, do you think that'll slowly go away? You know, once you start focusing, if you have entertaining games, do you think as long as they don't have more, they'll be able to move on from that?
You know,
because, you know, we didn't talk about it at all today, you know?
Sports fans love their team. They are really loyal, and they follow their team. They sort of forget that. They get a mindset that that's happened, they put it in the past, and they're so tied into their teams. Whether that's good or bad, I'm not
good
saying,
or bad,
but that's the way it is. It's just
you know, everybody thought this was going to be the end of Roger Goodell in the NFL. Not that they didn't take a hit on it, but I'm just saying, if you keep going now without incident, do people...
They're going to stay with it because there's so many positive things going on. They really don't want negative when they watch a sport. You know,
no, because you've worked hard all week. You don't want to. You want to enjoy yourself for a few hours, right?
That's right. And like I work for youth sports concussion legislation, and I've been to North and South Dakota trying to get it where we get baseline testing.
Well, you're the poster
kids.
child for concussion damage, aren't you?
Yeah, I am, Bill, but it doesn't bother me at all. You know, I'm going to.
You got to be kidding me. What's that organization? I'm not putting any money in that.
He still thinks hockey's a professional sport. Oh, come on. No. But no, when they know we're working on all these things, they embrace all the positives. And if it does go away, Max, there'll be no problem. It's not going to go away.
Well,
I mean, the love for the game.
2 words. Adrian who?
Well,
I'm just kidding.
You're not the first one to kind of, I was thinking about that, how focused we were on Jerick McKinnon and Matt Asiata today, that you did have to stop and go, oh, that's right. They're still the best back isn't even playing for.
Hey, you know what? The NFL, the one thing that makes the NFL a great sport is that if your team is doing well, nothing gets a city fired up like a football team that's winning and on a roll here. And now that fans have been able to see Teddy Bridgewater look calm and composed, make good decisions, he's not a running quarterback. He's a quarterback who can run. It gives them hope for what could come down the road here. So I'm sure this town's going to be a little nutty tomorrow for the next few days going into Packer week.
And if they ever beat the Packers, watch out. They are going to go crazy. And by the way, the Packers didn't look all that great when they beat the Jets either. They should have lost that game.
They looked pretty good today against the Bears.
Yeah, but what do the Bears got?
Well,
Aaron Rodgers came off his second worst day ever last week, so you knew he was going to play well today.
He sure
Besides,
did.
the Bears did not have Jared Allen.
That wasn't the fact.
He
was pneumonia. He was out with pneumonia. He didn't play at all today.
Really?
So, but I don't know how much that would have helped. I mean, we didn't get any pressure on Rodgers. He carved up the secondary. It was
well,
clinical.
That's a firm we. You really are entrenched with this team.
I grew up in Chicago, man. I grew up watching the Bears since the 70s.
How about this?
Is Jared Allen worth $1 million
when we
a
come
game?
back, stay with us for the sports show.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Allery's, the original St. Paul sports bar, now with 65 beers on tap.
Attention, please get a pencil. Announcing a hearing breakthrough, a microchip that is so small it can fit on the head of a pin, worn hidden entirely in your ear canal, making you hear clear as a bell. And it's proudly made in the USA. Do you feel left out of conversations? Is it difficult to hear words in noisy environments? Do others say that you listen to the TV or radio too loudly? Do you feel like a bother to others due to your problems hearing? If you answered yes, you may qualify for this new chip in the ear. Only 50 participants are needed to try this microchip, so get a pencil. Call now to see if you qualify. This revolutionary chip actually mimics the natural sound selection of the human ear. With multi-core microprocessors, technology used in the most advanced computers, sounds are analyzed and classified each millisecond, controlling noise and making speech clear. Do not wait. Call now to see if you qualify to wear this revolutionary new microchip.
In a world full of compromise, the Audi A3 takes a different path. Get uncompromised design, the style and presence of Audi in a lighter, smaller form. Uncompromised performance, a lightning-quick turbocharged engine, and race-bred S-tronic transmission. Uncompromised luxury with standard leather seating and panoramic sunroof. Lease your A3 for only $299 a month. Plus, during the Summer of Audi event, Audi Minneapolis will make your first payment. Stay uncompromised. Audi Minneapolis.
Check on out at the Audi Minneapolis right off of General Mills Boulevard and drive one of those A4s. Check out the leasing situation on that. All 4 seasons in an A4. go see Charlie today. Welcome back to the sports show. Your job of raising money got a lot easier Saturday when the Gophers go in and dominate Michigan for the Little Brown Jug.
The team
I agree with you. I think it did. I really believe that that kind of win is a big booster for Gopher athletics, and it's going to get people thinking more about it, and it should be, because the Gophers are. The University of Minnesota is still the engine of the state. That's what everything functions from in this whole state. And it doesn't matter whether you went there or not, it touches everybody in one way or the other. So having success there is good for the whole state. And being good for the whole state is going to make it easier for us to raise more money, because we got ways to go yet, but we think we'll get there.
Lurchie, what did they do to me? They look better than Michigan in almost every position.
One of the announcers said that Minnesota has better athletes now than Michigan.
That
was obvious.
Like it. And they had the speed.
They had a better running back, a better quarterback.
Yep.
And you can't really tell the receivers, because Michigan can get the ball to receivers, because their secondary was so good.
But look at the coaching too. They're not going to fire that coach. I mean, I don't think
he's gone.
He's gone. But to keep the guy in there that was injured, in their place, some of their calls, I'm going, what are they doing? You know, of course, maybe the opposing team wouldn't think they'd ever do that. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But terrible coach, terrible game plan, and Jerry Kill is very, very solid and straight across the board.
They don't make mistakes, man. If you're supposed to open at 45 degrees, that's where they open at the tackle. He doesn't open at 50 or 40, or you don't play.
Hey, you know, the University of Kansas fired Charlie Weiss over the weekend. You know, so the precedent set there. Michigan's probably thinking about it right now, I would imagine. But here's the thing I want. Since Sid has so much pull around the U, I think the Little Brown Jug should be sitting on this table next week when the show is taped. I think we could get on Sid and see him during the week.
You don't need to
pull
get
some
Sid.
strings and have the Little Brown Jug.
No, I'm just saying that Jerry Kill would be happy to do it. They had him take it. That was nice of the Vikings, by the way. Today they had him bring it over to TCF Stadium. He and the president posed with the stadium. Yeah, it was good. And by the way, Charlie Weiss and Brady Holt, there's a difference why they're going to get fired. I don't know if you know, but they were really on Charlie Weiss earlier this season. For the first day of training camp, he wasn't there. He went to the AC/DC concert, or one of those concerts.
What?
Yeah, so he started taking heat right away. And I disagree with you. I don't think Holt could get fired this year.
Yeah.
You don't?
No, he's had 2 really good years. They're going to wait another year.
Hey,
so
by
I
the
don't
way,
think he'll go.
Weiss fell asleep in a meeting too.
You too?
No, he fell asleep in the meeting.
Wow.
So that
his own
that
meeting?
Was his own meeting. Yeah.
That's not good, man.
No.
Charlie Weiss was almost a dead man walking going in, though. It sounded like most people knew that he'd be gone unless something really strange happened. That's one of those guys, Bob, that, you know, he was a genius when he was a coordinator with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. Since he tried to go out on his own, it hasn't gone so well.
Well, he is a genius, because he ended up getting paid about three former years from Notre Dame. Now he's got another 2 years of Kansas to get paid.
11 million and 7 million.
But you know what?
Bigger than that.
Yeah, he's done,
your point
he's
about
done pretty
reacting,
well.
overreacting. If you remember, they played a really good USC team to the wire, right? And they lost. USC was #1 in the country. And everybody said, Charlie's the guy. And they gave him the whole, I remember talking to his agent once, he said they didn't give us the Golden Dome, but they gave us a big chunk of it, you know? And he never, that was it. That's where he peaked, and never, you know, he came back down after that.
If boosters at the University of Michigan weren't already grumbling, that scene of Michigan fans streaming out of the stadium late in the 3rd quarter, and how empty that stadium was in the 4th quarter after playing at home against Minnesota, that's got to get.
But I got to say this, Lurchie, I've been around covering it for a long time. You guys have been here much longer than I. I've never seen the Gophers play defense like they do. I've never seen a secondary that confident and that runs that well. Flat out. I mean, they can line up with you and just play. They've never had that before.
Right. And you know, as a defensive end, there has to be somebody, what you say, deep is the deepest back. In case they come back around, disciplined football, they have that. Inside the 10-yard line, defensive lineman, you do not get out of your lane. You know, and it's hard to do. Stay in there sometimes because you want to get the sack or whatever. They're disciplined, and I watch that, and I get so excited. Because even the Vikings today, you know, they made some mistakes on not having somebody deep as the deepest back. No, I mean, and that's something that Zimmer said he's going to correct. We made some mistakes on 3rd down, so he's going to get on their case immediately.
I watched the Gopher game with the same group of people who I watched the Vikings with today, and late in the 4th quarter of the Gopher game, 2 buddies were talking. One of them turned to the other and said, "So where are we having dinner in Pasadena the night before the Rose Bowl?"
Let me just say, I'll be the first one to say it. I'll be the first one to say it. If you don't think for a minute that Kansas will call kill, watch out.
Okay.
It's home state. Take a break, come back.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Case Law, for all your legal needs, not your typical law firm. And Griffin Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than to need us and not know us.
If you guys could go on a free shopping spree anywhere, where would you go? I'd go to the grocery store. Pizza, ice cream. I'd go shop for clothes. You know where I go? I'd go to Ticket King. Ticket King! At Ticket King, you can buy great seats for the Vikings, Christian Ponder, the Wild, Zach Parise, the Timberwolves, and of course the Twins. We love the Twins. Yep, this is where I go. Vikings, Twins, Wild, Timberwolves, Gophers, theater, and concerts too. Justin Bieber! Hey, I like him first. For details, go to ticketkingonline.com. Any ticket, anytime, anywhere. It's the real thing. It's Ticket King. Right, Dad?
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
That's for sure.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Beacon Bank, responsive, reliable, reassuring, and Bob Weiss at the helm. Waiting for Bob to call me so we can get on his docket for a little hunting this fall. Great place to do business, great partner in life. That is Beacon Bank. Welcome back, Lavelle. You covered all year. Now we're at that juncture. After the speculation all year, what happens with the Minnesota Twins? Who stays, who goes?
Well, it's going to be interesting tomorrow. I think Gardy and Terry Ryan are going to sit down and talk about how things have gone. And as I told you during the break, too, I think Terry's savvy enough to know not to start telling people that he plans on firing Gardenhire. So if he probably knows what he wants to do with him right now. So if he wants to fire Gardenhire, it'll probably happen tomorrow, and Gardy will be the first to find out.
Okay, back me up, though. Is Terry Ryan safe then, do you think?
I expect Terry to come back. I think the Polak family believes in Terry. They think he's a smart baseball man, and they think, Terry has helped build the farm system, and he did hit a home run with Phil Hughes, and it turned out good that they signed Kurt Suzuki. You know, Nolasco's the bad one.
Terry's a great baseball man. They just don't. They don't have enough. They haven't drafted very well. I mean, they just haven't. And whoever's responsible for drafting, they haven't done very well.
Yeah, it hurt that the two big guns, Miguel Sano and Byron Buxton, were injured, and they probably would have debuted this year. What bailed them out is that Danny Santana came up and hit .319, which has been a godsend.
And Vargas gave him a little
Vargas does not look overmatched. So, but I think it's 50-50 about Gardy coming back. I wouldn't be surprised if there are more changes in the coaching staff. That's going to be the interesting thing.
Would Molitor be the leading candidate if Gardy left? No.
I don't think it's a slam dunk. Molitor would be the guy. I think there's this Terry Steinbach camp. Steinbach camp as well.
He's done a nice job.
And Terry would actually look, I think he would also do due diligence of bringing some people from outside the organization for interviews.
Gardy?
I think they make too many mellow mistakes on the bases, and I think that comes from coaching. When they lose their concentration and make those simple mellow mistakes, rounding second or third, coaching. So I think he should go. I love the guy, but I think he should
go.
Well, I made a lot of coaching changes, so I'm not afraid to make them. But I love Gardy, so the part of me that loves Gardy.
He's not the problem, I don't think.
I don't think so, but maybe what they're going to look at is, does it affect their season tickets if they don't make a change? And I think that's where I think he's coming in now. Is it something that's going to be major that's going to affect how they sell tickets?
Corporate sponsors are starting to back away.
Neither one matter because there ain't going to be people lining up for either one of them.
But here's the thing, though. You don't sell it.
We got to go, Lavelle, so hold that thought. It'll be a good one. See you next week on The Sports Show.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. And Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing.